Listening. You are going to listen to an experiment. We all live busy lives. Sometimes we forget what's most important to us. This story may help you to remember. One day, a professor came to talk about time management to his students. I'm going to start with an experiment, he said, opening a cupboard and taking out a large glass tank which he put on his desk. Next, he took out a bag of tennis balls and started putting them into the tank. When there was no more space in the tank, he asked the students, "Is the tank full?" Everyone replied, "Yes." The professor said nothing but took out a bag of golf balls. Carefully, he put these into the tank, then moved the tank around until the golf balls fell between the tennis balls to the bottom of the tank. Again, the professor asked, "Is the tank full?" Now, many of the students smiled and replied, "No." Next, the professor took a bag of sand and poured it into the tank. The sand filled the spaces between the tennis balls and the golf balls. "Is the tank full?" he asked again. The students all said no. "Right," replied the professor. Next, he took 6 large bottles of water and poured water into the tank until it was full. If he had put any more water in, it would have come over the top of the tank. The professor asked, "What does this experiment prove?" One student replied, "It proves that even if we are very busy, it's always possible to do more." The professor shook his head and said, "No, it proved that if we don't put all the tennis balls in the tank first, we won't be able to put them in later." Everyone was silent. The professor continued, "What are the tennis balls in your life? Your family? Passing tests? Your ambitions? A good job? Remember, it's most important to include the tennis balls in our lives. If we don't, our lives will be meaningless. If people gave too much importance to the sand and water, things like watching TV or going shopping, their lives would have no meaning. So, ask yourselves, what are the tennis balls in your life? Then, make sure you put them in the tank first. Are these sentences true or false? Correct the false ones. The professor put a bag of tennis balls into a tank. True. The tennis balls filled the tank. False. There was still room for golf balls, sand, and water. The golf balls fell between the tennis balls. True. Next, the professor poured water into the tank. False. Next, the professor put sand into the tank. The experiment proves that busy people can always do more things. False. It proves that we must put the important things first. The professor compares the sand and water to watching TV and shopping. True. The experiment proves that you must put the important things in your lives first. True. Thanks for listening. With Nafham, learn easily and simply.